On this week's episode of Nerds Talking the Podcast, the nerds talk about the Roman Empire. How often do you think about it? Is it a daily occurrence or never? Also, Laura's rant on privilege. Are you privileged? Do you get what you want because who you are or your family's influence? Also, dicks. Circumcision or not? And finally, near-death experiences. Have you had one? You ever wonder what happens when you die? All that and more on this episode of Nerds Talking the Podcast. Now start the show.
Nerds Talking, the podcast.
Yo, we talk about lightsabers, stunning your TV screens, what you want to stream, everything beyond your dreams. Want to talk about movies, sports, or even politics? Go ahead and tune into us, we'll give you all of it. Whatever you're debating, Xbox or PlayStation, Marvel or DC, Mac or PC. Teraflops when the movie drops, gigabytes, chips, RAM, no matter what it is, we got all of it. Welcome to the show.
Nerds Talking, the podcast.
Welcome to Nerds Talking the Podcast. I'm here with Johnny, Laura, Carlos, and I'm Lafayette. Another episode for your brains to get a hold of and break down. What's coming out in theaters? Does anybody know before I give you the list? Anybody know what's coming out in theaters this week?
Is Haunting in Venice already out?
It's already in the theaters. Check it out. I've seen it. It is very good. Anything else you guys might know might be coming out?
Shit.
Oh, Johnny
You know
just
what-
saw it.
You know what Fandango said?
Uh-huh.
It says Sly Stallone still got it. Expendables 4.
4. That's right.
Still got
Expendables
it.
4 drop. I mean, how many can you? And this one has like the worst cast so far, because all these other action guys they don't want to do this shit no more.
The last one was pretty bad. Ronda Rousey, the guy who got knocked out by Floyd Mayweather,
The
Ortiz.
guy got sucked up by. Oh, that's right. That's right. He was in it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
That's
it's,
the one with Mel Gibson as the villain?
I think so. Yes, I think the last one had Mel Gibson, right? Or is it this one?
No,
think it was
it's
the
not
last
this
one.
one.
Okay.
This one's
Who's
got a
that?
horrible villain. This is the dude from The Raid or Ong Bak or some shit like that.
No. He's part of the. He's a good guy. What's his name? Something that really from Bak though. Yeah, he's in it.
Oh, then it's the guy from
Tony
The Raid.
Jaa.
It's the guy from the Raid. Tony Jaa's a
So
good
the
guy.
guy from The Raid is the villain.
Raid is the bad guy. Yes. It's
a horrible villain.
Yes.
hopefully you
So,
don't
yes,
talk a lot. His accent's pretty thick.
So we got ourselves the big movie for this week, and by itself for this week. No, there's no other competition for him that's coming out with it. Expendables 4, starring Jason Statham, 50 Cent, and Sylvester Stallone. Anybody interested in even seeing Expendables 4?
Me.
I mean, in the theaters, not like when it drops. On
Yeah.
streaming. Oh, you're gonna go see it?
Sure.
Okay. We got one. I know Laura has no interest in this.
Yeah, I'm busy
I
this
saw the-
weekend, so don't call me. I don't want to go to that shit.
I saw the first Expendables and literally there was no one in the theater and I put up all the armrests and laid down and went to sleep. I was like, fuck this shit.
Wait, you were by yourself?
No, I was with friends. They
Oh.
were on their side and I
Oh.
was like, fuck this.
Hmm.
This is so fucking stupid.
Interesting. Well, there you go. So Expendables all by itself this week. We'll see if it makes all the Moonies all that it can.
I feel like they're a little too late. I feel like
no, this better be the last
Expendables
one, dude.
would have been huge in the late 80s, early 90s. If
Been
Canon
afforded.
produced it, it would have been fucking the greatest thing they
That
ever
is
did.
true, though. No movie studio could have afforded to make that movie in
Yeah.
the 80s and 90s. No one, with how big these stars are. There's just no way. I mean, the movie that's coming out soon that I'm probably most excited for is The Creator. Have you guys seen a preview for The Creator?
Yes.
Was
Yeah.
that a post-apocalyptic type of,
So
or is
it's
that
kinda-
aliens?
No, you're close. It's like a cyberpunk AI,
Okay.
Peruvian
robotic.
aliens.
Yeah. So it looks freaking cool.
That's
And then,
Denzel's kid, right?
It is Denzel's kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's cool, if you know what I'm saying. And then have you guys seen NSYNC got back together at the VMAs?
Yeah, they're doing the aren't they voicing
They're voicing characters in the new
3
Trolls.
or 4 or
and they're-
something?
Yes, and they're doing the lead track together.
Yeah.
And now the rumor is they're gonna perform at the halftime show at the Super Bowl.
Because
So
Taylor
it's-
Swift said no.
Taylor Swift said no, she will not do it. And then they also thought about doing Lizzo, and of course now they're like, no, we're not doing that. And now they're thinking about NSYNC.
Instead
I'd
of
rather watch
a
Lizzo.
t-shirt cannon, get a banana cannon.
You rather watch Lizzo than NSYNC?
Yes.
I mean,
I
don't
would,
get me
I
wrong.
would, I would way rather watch NSYNC.
Yeah.
They're just too old.
That
That's
don't
all.
matter.
I was
Yeah, I mean-
never into that camp.
You weren't an NSYNC? You weren't like a boy band person? No.
Hell no.
No, no.
Metallica boy band.
Yeah,
No, it's a
Metallica.
man
Yeah, I guess
band.
Metallica is a boy
Man
band.
And they're actually a band. I never understood that.
Yeah.
This is true.
Those are boy groups.
They made music.
Yeah, they made the
Yeah.
music. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, so NSYNC, that's a rumor that they might do the Super Bowl or be part
That
of
would be
it in
huge.
some
People would
way.
fucking lose their minds. I think that that's a good play on the NFL's part.
I think
It's a
if they
safe
can
play,
combine
too.
it with the big '90s, like
Boys to Men.
Backstreet Boys, maybe even a 98 Degrees.
Oh, that would be the worst halftime show
That'd be the
ever.
worst.
The
Dude,
worst.
I went to
People
one of
would
those
fucking
shows,
love it.
and people
Was it
fucking
packed
lost
like
their
a?
shit.
Was it packed
Yeah.
like Super Bowl?
It was New Kids on the Block. It was 98 Degrees, and it was Boys to Men, and it was fucking packed.
Well,
Johnny was
yeah, I
crying.
You know, you love the nostalgia acts, but to have them do the Super Bowl halftime show? No way. No. Not
No,
altogether.
I think
You
people
better
people would
sprinkle in
lose their
some new
minds.
shit.
Like NSYNC, and then Justin Timberlake does his thing, you know, and then somebody else comes out and joins him, and
Ooh, Janet Jackson.
who's ever hot right now. I don't know who's like really hot right now besides Taylor Swift. Like Dua Lipa, she can come out and do all her hit songs,
Yeah.
things like that, right?
Or Barbie
That's-
song.
That's well, she has a ton of hit songs, so let her do her thing. Yeah, things like that. That would work. But 98 degrees. When you say 98 degrees, you basically just
Is that Nick Lachey's band?
yeah.
Mhm.
If I was an NFL executive, I'm like, sir, you have to leave now. Like nonsense. So they were there though. You saw them perform. Nicholas, I said Nicolas Cage. Nick Lachey.
I'd watch a Nicolas Cage halftime show.
Me too.
So I went to.
Everyone
all-
tunes into that train wreck.
All his iconic lines, and then he'd forget them all. And I
He
was
has-
in Con Air. There's no
Have you heard
fucking
about
way
his-
I would do that.
Have you heard about his new movie?
I did. I saw the trailer for it. It
Yeah,
looks
it looks
What
so
is
it?
good.
Looks
Oh my
good.
What is
god, it
it?
looks so good. It's an A24 movie, and you guys know A24. They're basically known for horror movies,
Horror movie, yeah.
but they are releasing a movie. Oh, what is it? Damn it, the name of it.
Butcher's
God.
Crossing.
No, not that one. Give me another one.
So
That's the only
basically,
one I
the
see.
premise is
No, the word dream is in the title.
people are dreaming of Nick Cage.
Well, not Nick Cage,
And-
but the professor.
Well,
the professor.
person. The
Yeah.
professor. Yeah, the professor. And in their dreams, he becomes famous.
Oh, dream scenario. That's what it's called.
Yeah.
Dream scenario.
So he becomes
Alright.
famous because people are dreaming of him. So he becomes a kind of a celebrity. But then all of a sudden, the dreams become dark.
Yeah,
That's where the
he's
horror
murdering
stuff
everybody
comes-
all of a
yeah.
sudden in the dreams, and
Yeah.
and then he starts getting like he's the bad guy even in the public eye when he has no control of your dreams. He's just a college professor. He has no clue, and it looks good because Nick Cage needs to be more of those roles. Like it looks
Well,
really good.
The one that
Yeah.
I mentioned, it's a critically acclaimed Western. It was in the TIFF, Toronto
Film
International Film
Oh, I
Festival.
think that one's already available to watch. Like you can stream it.
It says
the-
release
the-
date October 20. So I don't know.
Really? So it's another one. I know he did have a Western already come out this year, and it was horrible.
It was horrible. But
was
speaking of
absolutely
cool
horrible.
characters, jumping back on it,
Uh-oh,
Nick
there we
Cage
go.
from The Rock.
This guy can't
That was a
stop.
cool character.
Just can't stop.
No.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
from
was-
The Rock.
From
Okay.
The
From
Rock.
The Rock. Yeah.
Was he
Okay.
cool though?
Yeah.
I would say
cool.
Sean Connery on the rock.
Yeah, Sean Connery was
way
cool.
cooler
Sean Connery
than-
was cooler. Yeah.
Even the
What was
Con Air
cool
character
about
was cooler.
Sean Connery's
to be honest.
character, he was James Bond.
Wait, what?
full
Yeah.
circle. He's gonna combine all his lists.
yeah.
No, I'm serious.
No,
I'm
he
serious.
was. Yeah.
He was James Bond.
You mean
I-
his character is James Bond in the movie?
Yes.
Yes.
And how did you
Yes.
come up with this? Like, because this
Well,
is
I
not.
even thought of that when I first saw the movie. I'm like, that's James Bond.
But how?
Because
Like,
they captured a British spy,
okay,
put him in Alcatraz. He's the
Uh-huh.
only one to escape Alcatraz.
okay.
And then and then I was like, that's James Bond. Check it
So
out.
he's supposed to be James Bond.
Right.
Mm,
What's the character in the movie's name though?
That I don't remember.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Little movie trivia for you. Of The Rock. Rock is a good movie though. Rock's a good movie.
Great movie. Great action
It
flick.
is a fun one.
It's a good one. Is Nick Cage a cool character in Face Off?
Yes.
Well, it depends when he is the
Oh,
bad
wait,
guy or the good guy.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, when
Trick
he's
question.
Travolta or
Right.
And did you know
So-
that Travolta in that movie is actually the character from Saturday Night Fever?
Shut up, stupid. We're
No,
not playing this
nothing.
game.
Shut up. No, the director said it. I heard him.
Yeah,
He told me
yeah.
just now. He told me. So,
Yeah. Well, he was eating an Impossible Burger, looking at proving it. Aliens. Got it.
all right. So let's jump over to the Roman Empire. I don't know why this is a thing. Laura says it's
this
a
is
thing. I haven't
so
heard of it.
dumb.
Johnny hasn't heard of it. Carlos clearly has heard of it because he thinks it's stupid.
That's
Therefore, whatever you say, Laura, is stupid. Just putting things together. Laura, Roman Empire. What do you got?
Okay, so I saw this on TikTok. This thing of no, scratch that. I saw it on The Onion. I randomly went to The
Wait,
Onion,
time
which
out.
I haven't
Time
done.
out. Time out. Time out. Time out. Time the fuck out. The Onion is not real.
It's not. It's
I know.
satire.
Okay.
It's a
Okay. Now go.
satire.
Keep going.
I know
okay.
this.
Keep going. All right. Okay. So I just wanna
I
make
have
sure.
not been on The Onion in forever, and for whatever reason, I meandered over to their website, and there was some satire article that was saying, man hasn't thought about Roman Empire in a week, thought he might be gay, and I was like, okay, clearly this is referencing something that I'm out of touch with. I'm a busy person. I don't know what this is. But then I was at some work function today, and somebody again brought up the Roman Empire, and his girlfriend asked him. I'm like, okay, clearly this is something in the zeitgeist. So I looked it up, and it's,
With a pause one more time. Zeitgeist. Go ahead. Continue.
is it? Okay, the zeitgeist.
There you go.
Okay. Zeitgeist. And I looked up where it came from. Apparently there's a Nicki Minaj song or something that is about the Roman Empire. So then cue a bunch of women on TikTok asking their significant others how often they think about the Roman Empire. And apparently women are surprised by how often this happens. And some people are saying like once a week, once a month, da da da. And I have a theory about this and about why or how people think about it, but I want to get your takes, each and every one of us, round table. Johnny, how often do you think about the Roman Empire?
I mean, is this based on the song, or is this?
Just
I
in
don't
general,
understand this.
day by day.
Yeah, it's based upon like a song. People just started to ask people, how often do you think about the Roman Empire? Like the general thought of like, oh, this gave me this thought because of the song, but it's not a coded question. It is just a straight question.
I guess
How
Johnny's
often do you
problem
think
is
about the
what is
Roman
the context of the song relating to the Roman Empire, and how does it
Doesn't
relate
matter.
to?
But here's
Okay.
the thing: is it like you said though? Is the idea that if you don't think about the Roman Empire once a week or whatever, you're supposedly gay?
No,
the
that was
thing?
just an
Oh.
onion. No, that was just an onion.
Oh, that's just
satire.
the satire headline. Okay,
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I mean, I would say once or twice a month. I've been getting like a lot of feeds in my Facebook lately. That did you know these facts about the Roman Empire? And then this particular emperor appointed a horse to be his like treasurer or something like that. And then this one did this, and this one did that. And so, just little facts here and there. But before that, hardly ever.
Okay,
Yeah,
so would you
okay.
say that it's a recent thing, or like usually that appears on your feed over the last couple years?
I'd say the last couple of years.
Okay,
I thought about
that
it
tracks.
when I was in Rome too. A lot.
Well,
I'd say
Yeah.
every day.
Okay.
Every day that I was in Rome,
Wow.
I thought
Hey,
about
How
Rome.
often did you think of pasta when
Legit.
you were over in Italy, Johnny? I mean, come on.
I mean, yeah, every day.
Every
Bullshit.
moment.
I
All right,
mean,
Lafayette.
never, ever. For what reason would I think about the Roman Empire? Like, this doesn't. I don't get it. Doesn't ever. Why would I think about the Roman Empire for?
Well,
You
because
know?
you're gay and you. I don't
Wait,
know.
what?
Well,
No, because I'm gay, I don't think about it. So you're gay?
am I?
No. What? Okay.
Oh no,
All
man.
right. Never for Lafayette. Carlos, over to you.
No, I think the last time I thought about it was because a friend of mine just got back from Greece. I know it's not Rome, but I was thinking about the Roman gods and the Greek gods, but not the Roman Empire. The last time I thought about the Roman Empire itself wasn't even close to it. It was when I watched Gladiator, and even that's not really the Roman Empire. It's just a goddamn movie. So when I heard about this thing, I thought it was the stupidest thing ever. And I've seen some of these videos. You can clearly tell they're fake and set up. Like one girl would walk in, her husband or boyfriend's making coffee. Hey, honey, what do you think about the Roman Empire? Some stupid shit. And then he starts spewing all these facts about the Roman Empire. I'm like, bullshit.
Holy fucking shit! My wife
is-
asked me about the Roman Empire like 2 weeks ago. It's
That's
over
why.
TikTok.
You really?
Yes,
Yes.
it's a TikTok
That's
Yes.
thing.
hilarious.
You became
Again.
a
You just
TikTok
got TikTok.
meme or
It's in
something.
the zeitgeist.
You
Did I
got-
say it right
yeah.
that time?
No,
Yeah, zeitgeist. Yeah,
Die guy or whatever the hell that
That's
is. I don't know what that
zeitgeist.
is.
Zeitgeist.
What is that?
I think that's
What-
a
what do you mean
German
what the zeitgeist
pronunciation,
is?
but
What?
you know what? It's fine. It's fine.
Anyway, so
Anyway.
that's the Roman Empire thing.
Well, yeah, and so my theory about it today, as
Oh, yeah, yes.
was brought up, I was thinking because I'm at this business function with a bunch of white affluent dudes, like I went into the office for the first time in a long time, and I'm like, God damn, there's a lot of white guys in suits around here. Like it just really punches you in the face when you haven't been there in a while. And I think it has something to do with this whole like war is business, business is war mentality. So if you are in a certain segment of the population that is college educated and has a lot of money and spends a lot of time thinking that you're really important, that you probably spend a lot of time thinking about war and business and how it correlates. That's my theory. And then I asked this to my husband just out of funsies because tonight, and he said about once a month. And I'm like, that tracks. I think that's a normal amount because the other side of it, all these women on TikTok are so surprised by it. And that to me is a little bit crazy to be blown away that people think about the Roman Empire that much. And I think that if you are a history-minded person, you probably do think about the Roman Empire a lot because it's like the bedrock of modern civilization. That is where most of our civilization is descended from. So it's not really that weird. So
No,
as
it's weird.
usual,
No, it's weird.
I would advise people in TikTok learn some fucking history.
But did you ask your husband when he said he thinks about it once a month? Like, well, what makes you think about it? What do you think of and why? Or did you just take it as at face value? Okay, he thinks about it once a month.
I did think about it. I did take it at face value, but because I know my husband is a very history-minded person and spends a lot of time ruminating on phases of the world, like he will literally be downstairs at 2 a.m. and going down a wormhole of Archimedes' dial, literally. Like that is something that he will spend like 3 hours doing because he's a nerd like me. So no, I didn't ask specifically.
Did he watch the last James Bond? I'm sorry,
Indiana Jones.
Yes,
Indiana
we
Jones.
watched it together. Yes. And he tried to tell me the whole time about the real story behind it. I'm like, I don't want to know until the movie's over. Shut up.
Did he think the butthole in the sky was accurate?
Yes.
Oh, wow. So yeah, I mean, it's a trend. I get it, but I'm pretty sure if I asked 9 out of 10 people would say never. What? Why would I
Start
for
doing
what?
it. Start asking people. I think it would be a fun poll.
I bet you half of them say, "What is that? What are you talking about?" I bet you
Who
that
are you
happens.
hanging around with?
I'm just
Yeah.
saying. I'm
Can I
talking
punch
about
them in
random
the
people.
face?
If I ask just random people, they might even be like, "What? What's the Roman Empire?" They might even not even know it. Yeah, especially younger people. Younger people might not even know what I'm talking about.
Did they not go to school?
Oh shit.
Yeah, I mean,
My 3-year-old would know, but you know what? She hasn't been to school. I get on a higher
Yeah.
history, man. It's
I
the
don't know.
fucking
It's not.
Matrix.
I
You
don't.
want to
Something.
understand the world?
Something has to.
History.
Something has to prop it up for me. You know what I mean? Something has to make it. Someone to talk about it. I'm not just gonna think or talk about the Roman Empire. Like, yeah, maybe play a video game or something shows up on TV, like the show Rome.
Yeah,
You know,
that's a good one.
it is a good one. But then I'll talk about it. But just talking or thinking about it, never. Like ever. I mean, how often do you think about the Mao dynasty? I mean,
Oh, every day. Not a
Oh,
day
you
goes
do
by
every
that
day.
I don't. Yeah, not a day goes by.
Yeah,
it's because you go by the Mao dynasty buffet.
It's in my nightly prayers.
Yeah, you have to pray to Mao. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah.
Things like that. Like how often, you know what I mean?
I don't
Like
think
it's
the Mao I don't think it's just a Mao dynasty. It's an era. Mao era. Dynasty.
Yeah.
And
There's a Ming
indicates-
one.
there's a Ming.
Yeah.
Oh, the Ming.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking about. The Ming. I can't believe I forgot about that. I think about it every day. The Ming dynasty.
Wait, you
You're
can't
right.
think about it every day and you forgot about it all of a sudden.
That's what I'm saying. Well, because you
No, I'm
confused
just-
me. You confused me. You said Mao. I said okay. Mao Zedong, maybe.
But it
Ming,
makes sense
okay.
because we live in a Western society, and Western society was influenced by the Roman Empire as opposed to Eastern culture, which would be more likely to be influenced by the Ming dynasty and all that.
You
you're
know
a
what? That's enough.
history-minded
Well, this is
person.
not a history podcast, clearly. All right. So
All right, write in, everybody. Tell us
yeah.
how often you think about the Roman Empire.
We're gonna get
yeah,
zero
yeah.
emails because nobody thinks about that shit.
Yeah.
Is
I
that
mean,
why?
Is that that's why. The listeners right now are like, "You making this show too tough. I'm gonna have to pause, think about this, come back."
It's like frat boys saying that they think about it every day because the damn frat is
Oh,
named after something Roman.
Exactly. Dude, you nailed it. I think that's exactly what it is. Like I said, affluent males, college educated, like that's where it comes from.
Didn't the
what else
Romans
did I
kill
get in here?
Jesus?
They're part of
They
it.
did?
They're part of it.
Pontius Pilate was Italian.
He's
Yeah.
The
Roman.
Roman Empire. He's the Roman emperor.
I mean, they did
He
kill
was
him.
not an emperor.
They
He
didn't
wasn't?
want to. Okay.
He was a judge or yeah,
Oh.
a version of a judge. It wasn't the
Oh,
title.
for Caesar. For Caesar.
He
right?
didn't want to.
I don't-
no, it
this
wasn't
was
for Caesar. It wasn't
pre-Caesar.
for Caesar. No, it was
Pre-Caesar.
for oh man.
Little Caesar?
It's,
Yep, that's the one. Nailed it.
Little Nero?
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Ready.
I forgot.
right
the,
before stabby stabby.
Et tu, Jesus? Et tu?
He was a governor.
Governor. Yeah.
of
So
the
a version of the
province-
judge.
Yeah,
basically.
the province of Judea.
Yeah, but sent there by Rome.
Yes.
Yeah.
yes,
Emperor
yes.
Tiberius.
There you
There
go.
you go. That's all I
That's
knew
according to
that,
Wiki.
So,
So-
apparently, if you go to church every week, you're thinking about the Roman Empire because the Romans killed Jesus.
There you go.
Boom.
Well, no, I mean you don't think about that part though. I mean,
No,
you
all the time, all the time, all the time.
Depending
Yeah.
on who you are.
Yeah, and the
No.
aqueducts
Maybe you do.
and all that stuff.
Yep.
what? Shut the
Now-
fuck up. You people are stupid.
I think about it right meow.
Anyway, here we go.
And the reason that Roman gods are not circumcised? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? don't
Wait,
know.
I thought
What
you
are
had an
gonna do? I think
answer.
about it all the
Yeah,
time. No, I think about it
I
all the time.
really thought there was an
think
answer
about it.
coming. Yeah.
I was waiting for
You're
it.
not
too.
Jewish.
That's my pickup line for women when I go to the hey, yeah, I got the penis of a god. And then we start from there.
And then she's like, "You like the Roman Empire?" You're like, "Oh fuck, I don't know much after that."
Well, now I'm curious. You
Now
guys
we
are,
have-
are you uncircumcised?
Now
are,
he's
are
like-
you
he's
both
like-
uncircumcised?
He's like, "Now I only got three
I'm
facts."
turtlenecking over here. Yeah.
Okay, then Lafayette probably is too, because it's like a choice.
A
Choice.
choice.
No.
It's in like your
Oh,
parents,
the parents.
made the choice.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
for
yeah,
you.
yeah.
What about
No,
you?
they,
Johnny?
Disgusting.
I don't even think they could read English.
Tell me about your dicks.
What's funny is that one of my girlfriends thought something was wrong with it when first time she saw it.
I don't blame her because
Yeah.
it's very jarring as a American woman. Like when you
I
see one
gotta-
for the first time.
It
you're
comes
like,
with a
"What is
condom?
going
Like what
on?"
the fuck?
Yeah, pre-built in. It's a
Yeah.
man-made condom. Yeah. There
And
go,
did you hear
Johnny.
the
Good
thing
point.
about like there's a whole group now who have been circumcised who are trying to grow their foreskin back?
It's
There's a
not
whole
gonna
group.
work,
They'll, like-
guys.
They'll put like weights on what skin they have left to try to stretch it. to try to give themselves
Shit,
foreskin.
But why though?
They felt because they
Johnny
were
has a
children
headache.
when this happened, they felt like they didn't have a choice, so they were mutilated. And so if they
I
had the
understand that,
choice,
Wait,
yeah.
time out. Who are these? Like are these particular race
they're
of
all
people?
fucking white. Come on.
This
I
is
all
just
white
white
wondering. I
people
just need to
shit.
know. Just need to know.
Yeah, and they all feel like they didn't have a choice, and I'm like, well, whatever. And then there's the whole argument of, is sex better with or without? You know, if you're circumcised, are you more I mean, if you're more sensitive if you're circumcised, and then the argument is you're not more sensitive because you know what you're wearing is always rubbing up against you, and if you are not circumcised, whatever you're wearing is never rubbing up against you because you have the foreskin. And then they say there's a health thing. Is it clean because this, you know, if you don't clean your foreskin and blah blah blah, and there's no
Magma.
science, there's no right, yes, but there's no scientific proof of that, of like if it's better with or without.
Yeah.
And then but I did hear one porn star say anal with a guy that's not circumcised is better because there's a little cushion at the end. It's a little bumpy, a little something there. So it was, I don't know. Yeah, that's what she says.
That
And it's
sounds
the
like
chick that used
bullshit.
to be on what's that kids show? Boy Meets World?
Oh, yeah.
Topanga?
No.
I wish.
I was like, she doesn't do
No.
porn.
But
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking
one of those
about. I'll find
girls,
the name.
she became a porn star, and she was on Adam Carolla's show recently. And she was saying how because one guy she was doing anal with wasn't circumcised, felt better because he had a little bumper or a little padding or whatever you want to say.
Maitland Ward,
There you go.
Who did she play in the show?
a redhead. She's like a little bit older than the other
Topanga's
kids.
whore friend. What do you think?
I don't remember the Boy
And it
Meets
led
World
to
that well.
pornography. But she said she loves pornography a lot better than she did doing regular acting.
No comment. Personal experience. That's
You
Very
had wait,
interesting.
whoa. Let's go back. Personal experience.
It's
What?
her personal experience.
Oh, her.
yeah, her personal experience, not my personal.
Oh.
No, I've never had anal personal experience with an uncircumcised penis.
No, a choice of porn or regular acting. I thought you were going that
See if
way.
you could see that, Laura. I wasn't
Being
impressed
wrong.
with her work.
Her, which way? Her current work or her past work?
Yeah, Boy
Which
Meets World.
one?
No, I
Or-
thought she was pretty good in Boy Meets World.
Okay, you weren't
Oh,
impressed with her
but
other
not
acting
her
gig. I got you. Is it because the acting, or did it like kind of fall off on that part of it, or?
I don't know. I think she's just a little late to the game. Is all.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay.
I just think
I
it's
mean,
interesting
Enthusiasm is there for sure. What was the
Yeah.
question?
performance.
Her acting. What?
Oh yeah.
No, the whole circumcision I think is very, very interesting because it really is having a moment, you know, in terms of like, what are you doing to your children? Like it's like, you remember when cat declawing was like normal, and now it's like
yes.
you're mutilating your cats and vets won't do it, you know? And then now we're like the whole circumcision thing, it used to be just like no question, like, yep, getting circumcised. And now there's this whole movement of no, don't mutilate your children. And this is how they're born. This is how it should stay. It's a very interesting concept to me. And I'm glad that I didn't have a boy, so I don't have to make that choice. I
So
don't know. It's very
The choice is
interesting.
obvious. Cut that shit off. Because
So
you're
here's
gonna
the
look
thing.
like a fucking freak.
here's the thing. How you gonna look like a freak if it's natural? Anyway,
Okay,
So,
but
former
real
host
quick,
of the show,
keep,
former host of the show, Dennis. Everybody, I don't know if you guys remember Dennis.
keep
He
an
got
open
himself.
mind. Keep an open
He
mind.
got himself circumcised after he moved to the U.S., which I think he was maybe 17 or 18 at the time. And the reason he got himself circumcised is because he thought he'd be made fun of in the shower room. But the thing is, he's never been in a shower room. He's not an athletic guy. So he doesn't. So it didn't make no sense.
So with
Even
high
when-
school, he didn't have to do it.
Yeah. So even his wife.
He was done with high school.
Yeah, he was done with high school. So even his wife will make a comment like, "You dumbass. You're just a dumbass." And even he was like, "It's the fucking worst pain I ever felt." Well, yeah, I'm sure as a kid when you get it done, or a baby, an infant, when you get it done, it's just a quick snip, boom, you cry for whatever, and it's done. You're never gonna, you're never gonna think about it because you don't know it. But he did it when he was 18. And then my older brother had it done to his son simply for that reason, too. I don't want to be made fun of in the locker room. I said, well, first, you're predicting your son's going to be athletic. Well, he's 14, doesn't have an athletic bone in his body. So he's
So
not
he
going to
had
be
it
hit
done
in
when the
showers.
kid was 14 or when he was
No,
born?
no. When he was a baby. When he was
Okay.
Yeah. But my son, all natural. Not getting it done.
So
There's no reason for it. Absolutely no reason for it. If he's not going to be made fun of, and if he's going to be too cool to be made fun of, you know what I'm saying? So it's all
who,
good.
your son?
Yeah, absolutely,
Oh my god.
absolutely.
You cut his shit now. That motherfucker's gonna get bullied pants like weekly. Don't let his whole like class be like, oh shit.
How old were you when you moved to the States, Carlos and Lafayette?
11 or 12.
Okay,
Well,
so I'm gonna assume, correct me if I'm wrong, your first sexual experiences then were in the States.
Yes.
Oh, I
Okay.
Senior high
was 6
school.
years
Senior
old.
in high
So
school.
when I moved,
Oh,
There's
you were
more
6 years
questions.
old.
There's more
But
questions.
Senior in high school.
Yeah,
Laura's
yeah,
got more
yeah.
questions.
So then, did you like when you know a female
Do you want me to
laid
ask Laura? Because I
eyes?
know where you're going with this.
No,
Go ahead,
I'm
Johnny,
saying,
ask the question.
did
Johnny,
they
ask the
have a
question.
reaction?
No, that's
No,
exactly
no.
what there's. All right.
Only
So
one
let's
person I've
It's
ever
say
when
been
there's-
it's
has
erect.
had an
It's kind
erection.
of like on the down low, right? It's when it's flaccid that it's more obvious.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Right.
Okay. So then maybe not so much a reaction.
No.
Okay. I'm just
Well, we're talking
interested.
about
Because
size.
the
We're
first time
talking.
that I
Wait.
saw
Are we talking
one
about
on a
size? We're talking
porno,
about foreskin.
I was like,
because either
what
way,
is going
no
on?
reaction. No reaction.
So I feel like let's say let's throw out a random number like 20. You must have had 20 virgins because there's no way that of the 20 people, there's no one person has a reaction. Like
Just
huh,
one.
huh. Then
Just
you
one.
were with 20 liars then because
Who said I was with 20 people?
I'm confused. You
I
have to-
never
you're
said-
gonna-
no, but he's using that as an example.
You have
He's
to
trying to give a
reset this up.
number. Trying to give
yeah,
a
because
number.
I'm not
like,
trying to ask you how many people you've been with.
He's,
I don't
he's
care about
asking
that.
you like,
Well, then
But
on the other-
percentage-wise.
well, here's the other side of the coin, kind of like Laura was saying. Many, if not all, rarely saw me without an erection, so you can't tell.
Typical. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's how
Well,
I feel at
because
the beach.
I was with her for 6 years, and for 6 years straight, I had a fucking raging hard.
Yeah, I
America.
never showed her my real
Kids
dong.
with girls in high
I only
school
showed her my
and
Batman dong,
college,
but my
you're
secret
not
identity
in
I kept safe.
long-term relationship and having a
Right,
shower where it's
exactly.
just dangling. Like if it's
Exactly.
out, it's ready for action.
yeah, but only one. Maybe that one person was the only one who actually was brave enough to say something. The rest didn't want to say shit,
Oh, that's true.
or maybe she
What-
was
what did she
stupid enough
say?
to think there was only one type.
Like, what do I do
Yeah,
with
what
this?
did she say? I mean, I want to know.
Oh, she didn't say it to me. She actually brought it up. I found out. Well, she said it in front of me, but it was in a conversation with her mom in her kitchen. She brought it up to her
What the
mom
fuck
and
is-
asked
What the
what's
fuck?
wrong with it. Yeah. She said, "What's wrong with it?"
What's wrong with it?
Yeah,
To her mother.
to her mother.
It was
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
You know, here's the
Well,
funny
think about it.
thing.
That's a good source, though. I mean, because she's been around the fucking block like
Her
hundreds
mom
of
or her?
times. Yeah, her mom.
No, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
My one of my brothers.
Is her
who's-
mom hot?
one of my brothers who got divorced. I remember his wife would ask me because she's like, "Well, he is, so you got to be too." And I was like, "What kind of? Why is this coming up right now?" And then it turned into a whole conversation
is
just
what?
like this.
Uncircumcised.
I'm circumcised, and she's like, "Are you guys all like that?" Almost like she was so stunned because, she's from here.
Yeah, and then
I-
we all stood in a line and dropped our pants.
not
Yeah, we
even
had to
that.
give it
And
to
then I
her.
asked her, "How many dicks have you seen, you married woman?"
Exactly.
God
How many
damn you!
dongs have you had in your hand?
And you asking to see me and my brother's junk right now? What are we getting at here? That's why you got divorced. So
The
yeah,
youngest but the biggest. What's the next question?
Johnny, what about you? What's your experience? Any girls
Yeah.
have a
experience
visceral
with seeing
reaction?
dudes' dicks.
No, visceral girl
I've-
What
reactions.
you looking at?
I mean, all happy
No.
customers.
No, he's chopped. Johnny's chopped.
Yeah, I'm chopped.
Johnny's chopped.
Nobody's had
Johnny's-
to take down a turtleneck or
Yeah,
fold
no,
anything back or
Johnny's a food.
Oh,
Whatever
you
the
are
star.
okay.
whatever
okay.
the fuck
I
you freaks
wasn't-
are doing.
Yeah,
Oh,
disgusting,
turtleneck.
isn't
I
it?
mean, that
It's
I was
gross.
Turtlenecking,
fooled
baby.
because he said, "Oh, your family's Vietnamese. There's no way you."
Nah,
Yeah,
I
I
was just,
didn't-
just
you
trying to
are.
pull some shit
No,
out of my
no,
ass.
we-
Okay.
Their parents torture their babies. So
No,
yeah,
no,
they
no,
cut my
because-
shit off
Yeah,
early.
yeah, yeah. I'm sure the women. I'm sure the women are circumcised. As
I mean,
well, huh?
Jewish people make it a party.
Yeah.
You know,
Truly.
everybody bring a
keep it.
platter, and then we're gonna snip my son's cock. What? Just don't worry about it. It's
Then
called
we're
a
gonna throw the
brisk. It's the
foreskin in
whole
the air.
thing.
It's
Throw the
okay,
foreskin
Bubba.
in the air.
Whatever,
Whoever
like-
catches it gets brisk next.
That's right.
Okay.
A free
What about
breast.
you, Lafayette?
right.
Any visceral female reactions?
No, and it's
Because
kind
I
of-
killed them all.
You know what? It's
Don't laugh
yeah,
at my
no.
shit.
They're all dead. You know, it's Carlos' story. You know, they only get to see the magic stick. They don't.
Or
get
it's
to
in
see
the
when
dark. Or it's
sleeping.
in the dark.
Or it's
and
in
you
the
don't-
dark.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then and then the people that like, you know, the girl that may go, oh, that looks like when they see it when it's flaccid, that looks funny. I'm like, just whatever. Almost like whatever. Like that. What do you want me to do about it now?
Didn't
Get some
think
scissors?
about it.
Oh, you're right. Go get the scissors.
Yeah, like that was my parents' choice. And when you're a kid, you have no clue why it looks the way it does, and as you grow up, you just assume that's my dick.
Well, and you think you I think the thing is like if your dad's looks the same, you know what I mean? Because I mean, as a kid, you hang around your parents naked. Charlotte and I, we get out of the shower and we hang around together naked. And so I imagine if I had a little boy, it would be the kind of same thing. And so when they get to the age that they can recognize, as long as they look the same, you don't think about it as a kid. It's just like you have what I have. But
yeah, no,
It's
it's
very
you know what?
interesting.
I would say that the drawback is on the hygiene side. That's the drawback.
No drawback, man.
This is
You got to
drawback.
get
No
in there,
drawback.
right?
You
No, no,
lit,
no,
yeah,
no,
you got to
no,
draw
no.
it back
No,
and get in
No,
there.
no, no, I'm not talking
Exactly.
about that
Right, right,
whatsoever.
right.
It's not the
Then what are
sex
you talking
side of
about?
Are
it.
you talking about
I'm talking about like
your partner?
like you
You
know when
really
you
have to
use-
brush
you-
afterwards.
if you
'cause
take a
the
piss
breath
and then
stinks.
you take a piss and then it hoods itself and it can sometimes like hold that smell. You're like, why is it doing that? This is a hygiene thing. This is not.
Man, you shit your pants weekly. You don't care about hygiene.
Oh, I'm a very hygienic person. Even when I shit myself like a pro.
What does that mean?
I've
Babies
lear-
shit themselves like pros too.
I
don't know
have
what's going
learned
on.
to suck it back up through my asshole.
Wow, that's impressive.
No, no, you're right.
Yeah,
I
right.
I stand corrected. That sounds super clean. There's no way there's not a pound of fucking shit in your
Nothing.
foreskin. You
What the-
disgusting freak.
Pound.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I don't know if this happens to everybody, but it happened to me. Your foreskin is attached to your penis, right? And so this woman was getting a little rough and she ripped it off the penis.
So you're circumcised.
No, I'm not. I'm not like that way. I mean
Wait,
at the
like-
bottom. At the bottom.
Oh, so like yanked it.
Yeah. So
Okay.
it was like I was bleeding. I'm like, what the fuck? I did what the fuck she do to me? So yeah, yeah. So
Ow.
it's easier to clean now though. Now it's all healed up.
You know, here's the thing. Same deal.
Wait, so
Really?
like
Yeah.
legitimately,
Same
like
deal.
it's
Ripped it off,
scarred
right?
up?
Wait,
Let
the
me
same
explain
girl?
something to you. I'm gonna
I
explain
have a
to you.
scar. I have
Like
a scar.
the scenario is she thought she was like had a problem and she was dying or some shit because there's blood everywhere and she was like, what
I had the one she had like a
and I was like,
yeah, she had
and
blood around.
here's the thing, I had no clue. I was like, what the fuck is
Neither
wrong
did
with
I
you
until
you
later.
fucking herpy bitch. And I pushed her to the floor, kicked her in the face, and ran out.
And
None
you're
of
like,
that
"It
last
was
part happened.
me!"
None of that last part happened, but you know what? It was bruised for like a week, and then it was normal. And then I was like, oh, that feels better now.
I got a newsflash. It was never normal. Normal is getting your shit snipped. Laura,
not
what about you?
normal.
What's your
That's not
experience?
normal. You ever seen a Greek god or a Roman god? with
Oh, yeah, he's
snip-
going with the gods
No.
still.
No.
He's with the gods.
So
And
we have
you know
the
what?
penis of gods. Thank
I'm
you.
pretty sure
Lafayette
Superman
and
is a
I, penis of
circumcised.
gods. Boom.
Yep. Yep.
Like a frenulum, like the lip tie, like that little
Yes, that
line.
that is what.
Yeah.
ripped-
It's literally just a
Yes.
little
Yeah.
piece of skin. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
That
I
literally
mean,
is attached to the
Charlotte-
bottom of your dong.
Yeah. So Charlotte
Yeah.
had a really tight lip tie and she busted it earlier in her life and it bled like a bitch
Yeah,
for
yeah,
like
yeah.
Oh
a
yeah.
few days.
No, it looks like I was
I
shot
have
in
a
the dick.
scar on my
Yep.
frenulum. There's like a little nodule where
Yeah.
it clearly ripped when I was younger. So it's the same
Yes.
kind of thing. It introduces itself to the world and it's like Get used to it.
Well, this is a hell of a conversation.
I'm
nerds.
sure she feels better now that that thing is ripped.
I like how we're comparing it to our dicks.
Laura,
I mean,
what's
the
your
human,
experience?
it's meridian line. It's really all kinds
Yeah,
of
it's
the
what
same.
divides us. We have one.
No
here, we have one
experience.
down
No
here.
experience with an uncircumcised.
Well,
the
remember,
first
she's only had
time-
one husband.
One
and
I
person.
get
so on
that,
and so
but
forth.
one sexual partner. No, the first time.
Have you
it
only
just-
seen one?
Oh no.
Oh, she's like,
No.
nah.
Whoa.
I was a judge
But
one
they were-
time and a
No,
dick
but
contest.
they were all
Fucking-
circumcised. All the ones that I had handled and took real life
Whoa.
eyes on.
Because the original story is so romantic. I've only been with one person, and he's the love of my life. But now you're like, no, I've handled him. I've
No, there's been days where I just
Ton, but there was some, But no, the first time I ever saw an uncircumcised penis was on videotape. And it was a pornography, obviously. A porno? It sounds weird saying a pornography.
First of all, it's
That's
a
a weird thing to
porno.
say.
Pornography is
Yeah,
the
exactly.
category. Oh, good heavens! I gotta.
It was a
correct
porno.
Everything.
And I had a lot of gay friends in high school.
Oh.
So it was a gay porno.
No.
And
you calling me
it
gay?
No, I'm back off.
You're
It
just
was
like an
a-
asshole. You're very sensitive right now.
Uh-huh. Until you have the foreskin, then it feels much better, according to Topanga's friend.
That's right.
Mhm.
It was a gay porno, and it was docking. Do you guys know what docking is?
Yes.
What?
I know what you're talking about.
Docking?
Somebody else explain
Just
it.
tell me, because I'm not going to Google that shit.
I've heard of it. I've heard of it.
Okay, yeah, it's
Yeah, it's like a Chinese finger trap. It's goofy. It's weird.
yes,
Yeah,
two penises together, and then they roll the
Yeah, yeah,
foreskin
yeah,
onto the other one.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so
Like this.
high
Think of
school
this,
is high
Johnny.
school.
Johnny, like this.
No, Johnny does not want to
Like
think
this.
of this
Like this.
because he's done it when he was like 12 with the egg roll.
What does that do?
I have no idea.
It's
Honestly,
like,
It can't be. It's like when
I don't have a
when
dick.
It's like
when lesbians start scissoring.
like
right?
a blood
that can't
pact.
be pleasurable.
No, it's a blood pact.
It's just
Like now
the
they're real
idea.
friends. Now they're
that's, how
real
you,
friends.
that's how they shake hands.
Yeah, exactly. Like to be best friends. Like they have this pact now, dick pack.
And then one friend has a sweater, and the other
Uh-huh.
friend has a tank top.
Exactly. And so that was the first time that I was like, what is happening right now? I'm like, what is wrong with that dick? And what is it doing to the other dick? And then somebody had to explain to me what it was and what circumcised versus uncircumcised was. And I was like,
Like
Yeah.
an anteater.
Like in the Roman Empire.
Actually, there we go. Full circle.
Precisely.
Oh, there you go. So I guess I think
Nailed
about the
it.
Roman
Circle.
Empire every day. Every time
Do you?
time I-
That's why they always talk about like all the orgies that went on there because they're
Yeah.
all
That
uncircumcised.
was
all-
the Greeks.
I
The
guess,
Greeks were super high on the
uncircumcised
orgies and the
gays?
free sex.
I don't know
and
what's
you
going
can
on.
fuck
Yeah.
anything, man, woman, animal.
Wow.
child.
It's
Got
true.
intense.
It's true. They had sex
know what?
festivals. They would
Um,
parade down the street.
You know what we want? Johnny's last take. Johnny?
Don't talk to me, freak. That's my take.
Good one.
Fucking mutant.
I'm like a
Yeah.
mutant, but I've evolved because somebody ripped it apart. All right. I will take a break here on Nerds Talking Podcast. We'll be right back after this.
Do you like money? Have you thought about investing in cryptocurrency? Do you see a future where your 401k is worth more than you imagine? Then tune into the podcast Fat Rich Pigs. That's right. Do you want to be a fat rich pig? Or just a fat guy that buys pigs and flips them on the market and gets all the bacon, if you know what I mean? Fat Rich Pigs. That's stuff for you. Listen, it's a good show. I have satisfied customers all over the place. From Fat Guy Loves Cake to the Nerds Talking Podcast fellas. They're all filthy rich because of me, because of my podcast. Fat Rich Pig is one of our customers telling you how they got rich because of the show. I heard this guy on Nerds Talking the Podcast and I thought, hey, why not give it a shot? And now look at me. I got a lot of Dogecoin. I got so much I don't know what to do with it. So hey, Nerds Talking the Podcast. And there you go. A satisfied customer for my podcast and Nerds Talking the Podcast every Friday. Now back to the show. Fat Rich Pigs.
Welcome back to Nerds Talking the Podcast. I'm here with Laura, Carlos, Johnny, and I'm Lafayette, the show that never stops giving you the goods. And now it's time for Laura's rant. Laura, do you have your rant for the show? And are you gonna knock it out the park?
Okay, rant or Laura's just like philosophizing soapbox. So I was at a work event today, as I've mentioned, a lot of white college educated men. And I'm at this event and I've had 2 drinks, which means I'm the fucking life of the party. Like talking to everybody, I'm schmoozing with the fucking CEO, of the organization sitting there. And I was talking to some people and these people are like, yeah, I got started here at Commerce because, my dad knew the VP and, got me in my senior year of college and da, da, da. And I'm like, I came from nothing. Like I was the first college educated female in my entire family. And I'm at this same party as you, making generally the same amount of money as you. And it makes me think, do you ever think that if you were born with X, call that nepotism, call that money, call that privilege, call that whatever you want, put whatever name to it. Do you ever think if I was born with X, I would fucking rule this planet? Do you ever think that? It's just if you were given those opportunities that these other people were given, where you had to scrap and fight to get to that moment, but these other people just happened to stumble into it. Or do you think we all just kind of end up where we end up? That's
So
Laura's philosophizing.
so I guess in my current age, I believe if I was born into a rich family, I would probably be some type of politician or some bullshit like that. Yeah, I believe that. Yeah, I really do. If I had money, I'd probably be in politics because I love politics. Fucking love them. Love watching them, talking about them, watching videos on YouTube about it. Just and thinking that my policies are better than those policies and shit. But because I have money and my family is this oligarch, type of Rockefeller type people that I'll never run out of money, and I'm very influential just based on my family background, even though people think I'm a fucking retard. Just like one like Trump's kids junior, Trump's kids, just like that, right? People like idolize them because they're Trump's kids and they think what they're saying is all correct, even though half the shit they say is retarded. But yes, no joke, I do think you get a big leg up when you are born into privilege, big time. That you really do get a leg up, and people actually treat you different. People treat you like they're more important than you. They actually treat you that way.
They deserve it.
Like they deserve it, And then the people that come off as say bitter will be just viewed that way. Like, well, they didn't control what family they were born into. They were born into money. That's just how it works. That's and it's true. It is true. If you're born into money, you don't know about that. If you're born into lavish lifestyle, then you're not gonna not accept it unless you're an idiot. So it's it's like Barack Obama is a good example of not being born into wealth and making it to where he did, but that's also very small percentage, right? Because all presidents are typically from a rich family. When we go like politics wise, it's typically a rich family. I mean, just about anybody that's very, very successful typically has a background where like, oh, they're loaded. Okay, I see how we got to where he is at. He's super rich. Got it. It's the same thing. Bill Gates' kids and all these other rich billionaires, they're not gonna have to worry about a thing in their life. Maybe they're not gonna be influential, but they're not gonna have any worries in life. Just Johnny, what's your take on it? And if you did come from that type of background, where would you see yourself today?
I don't know. I mean, that's a good question because I mean, I don't experience it much in my work or like in the military. I never came across a general's kid who was, like every job that I've been in, you have to work for it. I mean, I've met kids that maybe their dad is the undersheriff or something like that, and they get fast tracked, or maybe they get I wouldn't say privilege, but people definitely treat them better or different. Like, hey, maybe I'm not going to fail out the chief's kid type of thing. Um, but as far as money, I mean, I just don't know. I mean, because my experiences with my family, my money, they all led me to where I'm at, to the decisions I've made. Obviously, it would have been nice to, not have to go on the couch cushions for this, enough money to get a meal that day, or uh, just not being able to go out with friends because you don't have that $3 to put in your gas tank. I mean, being broke sucks. But like I said, the experiences I got, molded me to the person I am today. I just wish I would have had a little more direction, I guess. Taught responsibility and the importance of a credit score. I didn't learn that till late in life as an adult, so that took a minute. But yeah, I mean, I'm not against it. I mean, if I were in the position, I would want my child to have all the benefits that I can afford them. For example, I don't think I want my daughter to work in high school, because working in high school because I didn't want to be broke, and working in high school because I, wanted money to do things, affected my grades, which is going to in turn affect what school I get into, which, I didn't even bother applying because I knew I wasn't going to get to anything but community college. So, uh, having to work and juggle that responsibility affected my academics, and I want her to have more opportunities. I don't need her to save up for years for a car, maybe half or maybe a quarter of it, and then I'll buy the rest. I just want, if I have the means to give her opportunity, I will. And if I'm a CEO of a company, I'm gonna get my job or get my kid a job at the company that I run or something like that. Uh, Regardless of how it might look, as long as they can adequately do the job, I don't see a problem with it.
All right.
No, I
all right.
completely agree with that. Like, it is what it is. We all want the best for our children. We all want our children to be set up for success. So I'm not mad at it, but I'm people who, give their kids this opportunity. But yeah, it's just like just the blatant like unfairness of it, like I had to work so hard and it was so easy for you. But then you make a good point, Johnny, because the things that I am brought me to the person that I am today. So if all of us had born to, some rich family, maybe we wouldn't be who we are. We wouldn't be movers and shakers. You know what I mean? So it's yeah, that kind of
I'd
thing of
still have
like
a podcast. I would just pay for ads because I have money. That's
you'd buy your own ads on your
I just
podcast.
yeah. So I buy ads in other people's podcasts. Listen to my shit on Joe Rogan. Like,
That's
but
some expensive ass shit.
I'm rich at this point, so it's all. And remember, it's parents' money. It's old money, as they call it.
Old money.
All
Oh,
right,
that's the
Carlos.
dream.
If
Well,
you
real
were,
quick, I
yeah,
was gonna say I dated a girl who was rich growing up,
yeah.
and her family lost all the money.
The daughter from Donut King.
Oh, I wish I'd have my own donut shop right now. No, her family owned like a piano company in
Mhm.
Sacramento, and
Mm.
they were pretty rich for a while. And then the dad got into drugs, and then the dad got into dudes, and then
Oh
slowly but
man.
surely, yeah, combo, right? And then slowly but surely, like everything got lost, and then people took advantage of him, and so they lost everything. So they went from damn near a mansion in the Folsom area, which is a pretty nice part of town, and to this day, like the mom is renting, and she's done with school and she has her own life now, but she was struggling for a minute, and she has a shit ton of debt. So how she's gonna figure out all that shit, I don't know. But so on the reverse end, having everything growing up and then all of a sudden having it taken away, I mean,
That's a
that's
little
gotta
different though, because when drugs and dicks are introduced to the picture, it changes everything.
And can you imagine like all these uncircumcised dicks? just fucking-
Exactly. All these mutant dicks
Yeah, all
crawling
these
around,
mutant
looking for
dicks.
a cheap thrill and some drugs.
Yeah.
Play that piano with your dong.
Take it
You
all.
play chopsticks with it.
It looks like a
Yeah.
serpent or some shit.
Looks like it does. Looks like it's ready to gobble you up.
You guys are
Yeah,
Anyway,
that-
Carlos.
That fall from grace got to be hard.
Oh, yeah.
Regardless.
That has to be the worst part, right? You grow up, especially if you grow up rich and then your parents are broke by the time you're like 16, 17. You're like, what the fuck? Well, you can't have that Mercedes anymore, honey. You got to sell it because daddy has a drug addiction and he likes to suck at a dick.
It's like, oh no, I've got to develop a personality and a work ethic.
Yeah.
This is late in life.
And as a dad, you're like, learn your lessons here, son. You see what I didn't do and I did do? Don't suck dick and drugs. So, Carlos, if you were born into a rich family, where would you see yourself today?
Man, that's a good question. I don't know if I would have pursued like my Hollywood dream or just be some lazy ass on a couch with trust fund money and not do shit.
Depending on where your money came from, right? Because if you
Right,
were the
right.
son of an actor, then I think
then
you
I'd
would.
be in. Yeah, I'd follow the Hollywood dream.
Yeah.
Nepotism. I'd be in Hollywood like no problem.
Just imagine that all the money you're getting is you're like the son of a wealthy banker, where your dad's influential in his business, but he's not influential outside of his business.
I think it depends on
But-
how you're raised, though, because I could have
That
been
is
raised to
true.
be just a stupid dick and just act like everybody needs beneath me. And I got plenty of money. It's never gonna run out because my dad's this, or this, right? Yeah, it all depends on how you're raised. But if I were to think of like today and today's climate and just how the world is today, I think I'd be in the same boat as Lafayette. I'd be in politics because something's got to change, and I would feel like I could make a change. And I would obviously need money to make that change. It's not gonna come for free. But yeah, I think that's where it'd be.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't think so. I feel like
did we ask Laura what she would do?
no way. We're not done with
Hold on,
you.
Johnny's
you freaks, because
Johnny's got a
I-
rebuttal. Let's go.
He does
feel
have a
like-
rebuttal though. I did hear that. He had a rebuttal.
I feel like if you guys were rich, they would chop off your fucking foreskins and you would have a whole nother trajectory in life. There's no way you
I wouldn't be able to walk straight, man.
I'll be
What's wrong with
honest.
you? It
I
keeps
would
me
just build
balanced.
random bridges and fields. People would be so confused. That's my whole life journey.
fucking freaks.
Laura,
Laura, if you had wait, Carlos, real quick. So let's say that your father, the actor, isn't Michael Douglas, but he's or she's Flo from the insurance commercials instead. So you have a little bit of money, but they're not like a big actor. Like, how do you approach that? Because, like, for example, Clint Eastwood has a kid, Scott Eastwood, and he's doing movies, but he's definitely not as big as his dad. So how do you think that would influence?
wait, so he just has to be as big as Flo?
Yeah.
No, I don't think it
Okay.
matters. I think because Flo has connections. She knows agents. She knows people in the business. All I need to be is in the business. I don't need to be the next, Oscar winner. I just want to do what makes me happy. The least work I do, and I'm doing it in front of a camera, I'm cool. 'Cause I
Yeah,
can still call
again,
myself
though,
an
the
actor,
question-
and I can still maybe bring home a paycheck. There's plenty of people out there who are going, oh, your dad is so-and-so. Hey, why don't you come to this party? Hey, you're so-and-so. Well, I got a part for you. Yeah, it's just how it works in Hollywood, man.
But the question's more about you're so rich, you don't even need to do shit. What would you do?
even better.
That's what I mean, though. And that's what I'm saying about then you'd be a politician because politicians don't got to have any fucking type of anything, meaning you could just graduate college and they think you're good for anything then. Oh, yeah. Oh, this guy, he must know what he's talking about because he came from, Brown University. Oh, and that's it. That's your only real background. You have no fucking job skill, nothing. You're just a rich guy that graduated college and all of a sudden you think you know shit. And anyway, Laura, you're not rich. Okay, because you grew up rich. Your family's stinking rich. I mean, they've literally outlawed circumcision in almost every country in the world with their money. And you're like, what am I going to do with my life? So, Laura, what are you going to do with your rich, uncircumcised
Better
life?
yet, your parents invented the thing that circumcises
That chops
really
dicks.
that
The
chops
mini
dicks
guillotine,
At
the mini
home,
guillotine.
too. At home,
at
pain-free.
home, and then you saved America
Yeah, you saved
Saved
America.
America.
from these
Wow.
freaky ass
Yeah.
mutants.
The
are
Earth
running
spins
around.
faster now because there's less weight on it.
Yeah. So you come from dick money.
Yeah, you come from the dick.
How does your life change?
Now, first of all, you probably stay out of the spotlight at this point.
Honestly, I have no idea because Johnny, like you said, like your life and your experiences make you who you are. So if my life had been different and easier, I have no idea what kind of person that I would be and what I would want to do. I mean, I don't know, maybe a doctor or a lawyer, like something that I like school, so I probably would have been in something that was like a long-term schooling situation. I like to learn. So something that takes, 6, 8, 10 years to really master would probably be what I did. Yeah, it's a hard question to answer because I look around and I'm like, man, if I had been born into money with the personality I have now, I would have fucking killed it. And then, but you don't know if those two would ever go together. But I don't know. It's just a fun thing to think about. It's just like, oh, you think you're so fucking great because, you came from money and you're this and that. Like these people just took a second to think about all the people that surrounded them and how much harder they had to scrap to get there. There might
I
be a
mean, they could
more
care less.
respect.
Yeah, they could.
No, they can. You're right. But
They
if they
care
did
less.
take the moment to think, maybe they would change their perspective on life a little bit.
Yeah. I mean, there'd be less homeless people, right? People actually give a shit. Things of that nature. People with money and thought about things of like that. But they don't give a shit about you as your coworker that's 3 levels below them.
Totally.
They
Yeah.
don't care. They don't
No,
care.
you're right. They don't.
Well, and
Human nature.
there's Laura's rant. Fuck your privilege. There it is. There it is. Last thing I got for you. This is because I was YouTube. I'm on YouTube. When I travel, I'll go on YouTube on my computer and watch videos. And as I travel for work around the world, and I got popped up near death experience videos. You ever watch those? Near death.
No.
Oh, they are fascinating. Very fascinating. So this guy has a string of interviews he does with people that have near death experiences. For instance, this guy was as a firefighter in Oakland, California. He went to go save some kids in a house. The house collapsed on him completely. They dragged him out. He was dead for 20 minutes as they tried to revive him. And his experience was that he could see himself on the floor, and then he shot up through the cosmos like a rocket and ended up in the white light and meeting God and blah, 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 blah. Then I watched the next one. It was the exact same story. I was like, what? Okay. You also shot through the cosmos and you saw yourself, and then you ended up in some place where you saw loved ones and blah, blah. All of them were the same, almost identical, except for one. One was like, nah, bruh, I shot down. He's like, I went to it was completely dark and shit was horrible. And I did not want to be there. And then I was back in my body and I was like, thank fucking God. But what do you guys think about near-death experience and afterlife when in those type of situations? First of all, do you believe in the afterlife? And do you believe that the people are having a near-death experience or their brain is just malfunctioning as it's shutting off because it's losing oxygen? Because they all had the same experience. So is it coincidental? How does that work? We'll start with Johnny. Johnny, what do you think?
I would say that I want to believe. I want to believe there's something else out there. I want to believe I can see my grandma again. I want to believe, I could see all my old pets and all that shit. I want to believe. So, do I know for a fact? Fuck no. It would be
How
nice.
do you feel about their stories? Like, do you believe these people? Because I'm gonna tell you, when you watch their confessions, they are so like, to them it happened. It's all legit. Like, this shit is legit, and I ain't afraid of death no more. And when
I've been lied to a few times in my life. And when you are convinced this person is telling the truth, those tears look real. There's no way this person is lying. And then all of a sudden, like, oh, there's a video of this person fucking saying the exact opposite. Or, if I watch a Bigfoot video and they have the same passion, or a flat Earth video and they have the same passion that these people do, then it taints it a little bit. So I don't want to say anything against their experiences. I just want to believe. I want to believe that they're correct. I don't want to believe it all just fucking shuts off and then, you're worm food. I want to believe that there's something else, but who knows? I also don't want to go up or down based on my life choices because I don't know.
Where you're going.
You remember? I think there was a South Park, and all these people up were like going to St. Peter's, the gate or whatever. And then they were like, oh, by the way, the correct religion was this. And then everyone was like, oh, shit. So, like, some of them got in and a lot of them didn't. So, yeah.
All right. Laura, what's your take on people's near-death experiences? And do you believe them or skeptical? And, who doesn't want a life after death, right? What do you think?
We have a whole episode about this on Impolite Society, what it's like to die. Don't spoil it. Check it out. Impolite Society. I don't know what episode, but it's like to die and my thoughts on that. But I would like to make a point. This is the second time in 2 weeks that Lafayette has mentioned something about God or the afterlife. So my question is, Lafayette, what are you thinking about recently?
The motherfucker almost died shitting his pants. That's what happened.
I did almost die.
I'm just saying. I'm noticing a pattern in your thoughts.
Story
so
I
think
told
about
you.
it.
That story I told you about my junk bleeding. I thought I was dying. So no, it just popped up on my. It's not something I even looked up on YouTube. I just saw it.
I
there,
know
like,
they just come up, and then you glob onto it because you're thinking about stuff.
Well, my other
Lafayette's
thing
having
was
a spiritual crisis. I wish
wasn't
you
a spiritual
well
crisis.
on that
The
journey.
last thing was about how we're engineered. That's what that was
Exactly.
about. Yeah, it's not
These
really
are
about
all
God
connected
so
questions.
much.
These are all connected
But
questions.
So we should listen to Impolite Society is what you're telling us.
Yes.
Okay. Well, you should find out
what it's like to
is.
die. 4/4 of 22.
There you go. Johnny has it right there. What it's like, and give us a quick synopsis on that episode. Did you have somebody on it that actually experienced said thing, or?
No, we never have guests. It's me and Rachel talking about the experience of like what happens within the human body when you die, and then some afterlife experiences and all the commonalities that they have and what that might mean, and where that might come from, whether that is a real thing or like a culture, a universal cultural, what we think we will experience. So that is maybe what our dying brain experiences. Who knows?
Interesting. Okay. Well, there you go. Check out Implied Society, episode 40. What'd you say, Johnny?
They don't have.
It's not episode.
We don't have
numbers.
episode
It's
numbers.
just a title. It's
4/4 of 22.
Gotcha.
Yep.
I got you. Carlos, what's your take on near-death experiences, people and their stories, and again, who doesn't want to live afterwards anyway? So you don't have to necessarily answer that, but what do you think about people with their stories?
I don't know. I don't know if it's their brain just maybe it's just them just dreaming and wanting to see what they want to see. Maybe they're not completely dead. Obviously, they're not brain dead, so there's function there, so they're seeing something. But on the other hand, I'm with Johnny on this. I don't want to believe that this is it. That this is just we're walking this planet for no real reason, just to see who's going to be king of the hill or who has the most shit before they die, or I don't know. But it doesn't seem to be a really rhyme or reason for us to even be here. So I'm kind of hoping there's something afterwards. But as far as these people and I don't know, like I've seen a show on Netflix. This fella's a psychic who talks to dead, and he talked to
that fella. He's bullshit.
The celebrity, yeah.
Yeah.
But he talked to the one kid who was getting all these memories from someone who had passed away like 50 years ago. And it was just blowing my mind. I'm like, this is crazy. And the kid clearly didn't like it. He didn't like that this was happening to him, but he could recognize pictures and people and name them and everything.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't try to think about it too much. I'm just trying to get day by day in hopes that the end game isn't like Johnny said, just a blackout, and that's it.
Now that one you watched, is that the one where the kid actually went and met the family of? This is another one. That is the one, right? And he went through the book, and the family's like, "How do you know How do you know all this?" That was very fascinating because the kid knew so much stuff, like everything about this person's life. And this kid is like,
and he was so the guy that had passed away was an actor. He was an extra, actually.
Yes,
yeah. And so, but he knew all this stuff about him.
He knew everything about him, his best friend, everything. And from like age 4 to whatever age he got to, he knew everything about this guy. And he just like This guy lives in my head. It was very fascinating. Yeah.
Past
Very
lives,
fascinating.
maybe.
Yeah. Well, one of the fascinating ones near death was when he got up to, so-called heaven or whatever it is. He was told, "Oh, your consciousness and your thoughts, that's your soul. And that's what carries on. Your body will just whatever." And then that takes off like a rocket. And then you come back to here and you kind of come back to home base in a sense. Like, and he was like, "Oh shit. Okay." He's like, "But you stay
I
here.
hope-
Don't worry about it." So
I hope my consciousness sheds a lot of its bullshit before
No,
it
no,
elevates.
it gets there, and then Peter's there, and he's like, "Oh, you okay? Have a seat." I listened to Implied Society episode 13.
I want to be
I
stuck
just
with this brain for the rest of my life.
Mhm.
Ugh,
You're
it's got
stuck
a
with
lot of
it.
baggage.
Well, at least you haven't.
Yeah. Have a
Seen
seat, young
any-
lady. Somebody will be
yeah.
with you in a second. We got some explaining to do.
Yeah, that's right.
Lucy, you got
Yes.
some explaining
Uh-huh.
to do.
So, all right. Well, there you go. That's our show, everyone. There's a lot going on here on Nerds Talking the podcast. Johnny, anything else?
No, freak.
All right. Laura, anything else?
No.
And Carlos.
No, I got
And that's
nothing.
our show, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Nerds Talking the podcast. For Johnny,
See ya.
for Laura,
Goodbye.
for Carlos,
Bye-bye.
and I'm Lafayette. See you next time on Nerds Talking the podcast.